I'm testing this out, to be honest. We are live here at the Whiskey Ranch out at in Fort Worth, TX Whiskey Ranch, for the Brotherhood for the Fallen. So we are waiting for guests to pass by. We're going to get them on here. We're going to talk about what the Brotherhood for the Fallen means for them. But what I need from the audience right now is if you can jump on and tell me if you can hear me. If you guys can see what's going on with the page and everything else. So if you are just jumping on, I need your help. I just set up all of the stuff at TX Whiskey Ranch Live, and I don't know if it's working. So if you can send something in the chat, I see one person logged in right now. Let me know that we are officially coming across live, that you guys can hear me. You're not getting too much feedback. Just looking for some support from somebody out there. Somebody hit it up in the chat. Please let me know. We are currently a minute in, and I am not a mobile podcast, but I try to be. So every time I do this, I'm not sure how well it's going to work out, if it's going to set up. Don't know how well the internet's coming across. Steve Wallace just jumped on. What's up, Steve? Steve, can you guys hear me? Can you guys, everything coming across well? Am I too loud? Just trying to figure that out because there's a lot of country music going on in the background. Hence the hat. So if you guys could let me know, that would help me out. Appreciate it. I'm going to be getting people as they come through here. Steve says he gives me a thumbs up, so that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Steve. Steve never misses a live. Okay, so again, Eric Levine, 2 Cops, 1 Donut, out here representing the Brotherhood for the Fallen. What is the Brotherhood for the Fallen? It's a nonprofit organization, okay? So first off, that's great. Where 100% of the money goes to 100% of the cause. What is the cause? The cause is anytime an officer falls violently in the line of duty, they donate money to the family for that fallen officer to use in any way they see fit. It's not one of those organizations that try to dictate where that money can go, where it can't go, things of that nature. We just hand over a check and say, hey, I know this is the hardest time in your life, and money's the last thing you want to think about. So here this is. And when the Brotherhood for the Fallen shows up, we volunteer to do whatever it is they need. If they need us to go take out their trash or their house while they're handling other business, we'll step up and we'll do that. If they need us to stand by at the funeral home, whatever it is, we are there to support in any way possible. Typically, what we'll do on a deployment when an officer falls is we will go out there, make ourselves known that we're there, available to them, whatever they need. And we usually send about 2 officers on an average, but all of that costs money. So what does your money and donations and stuff like that do when you get a part, when you go check out the Brotherhood for the Fallen? Your money goes directly for the travel, for the funding of getting to the family, and then that's it. That's really all it is. That's the maintenance. And then when we do events like this, these events are here to raise money and help support the cause that we're doing. So the Brotherhood for the Fallen reached out to me. They said, hey, Eric, we know you got the podcast, 2 Cops, 1 Donut. We know you're a member of the Brotherhood for the Fallen. Can you come out and try to cover a live? And I was like, I've tried a couple. They haven't been the best, but I will do what I can and see how it works. The event started about 5 minutes ago, and I just finished setting up. So I didn't get to check any of my equipment. It took me about an hour and a half to set up. I am not experienced at this. I admit it. But, hey, it's a good cause. I said I'd make it happen. Here we are. We made it happen. Now all we need to do is we need to get people to stop on by and tell us exactly what the Brotherhood for the Fallen means to them. For you guys out there listening, if you guys are watching, first and foremost, please go check out the, let me move my mic here. I'm going to put this website up on the page here so you guys can see it. I want you guys to go to the Brotherhood for the Fallen page, specifically the Fort Worth chapter. That's who we're here representing today. Fort Worth Brotherhood for the Fallen. I am pulling that up now. I've got the page. And I'm going to pull up the link directly to the donate page copy. We need your help, guys. We need your help with this cause. There's only a couple organizations I'm a part of. Brotherhood for the Fallen is one. Tunnel to Towers is 2. and the National Real-Time Crime Center Association, only because I think that they are going to change law enforcement. So with the Brotherhood for the Fallen, I am going to put this link in the chat. Boom, right there. Brotherhood for the Fallen. That is a direct link. You can go there. And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add a caption. And I'm just going to let this thing scroll at the bottom here. I'm going to do a little ticker. Let me add here. Pardon me while I do this stuff on the fly. If you're out there, go ahead, say hello. This is not going to be a body cam live for those that are jumping on. They're like, oh, Levine's on. Let's see if he does body cam live. That's not going to be this today. This is for a worthy cause. This is a good thing that we're doing out here. We're trying to raise money for the Brotherhood for the Fallen. I have posted a link in the chat, but I'm also going to have a little ticker thing pop up here. Brotherhood for the, pardon me as I try to type, Fallen. I don't have the best setup for myself. Fort Worth chapter donation page. There it goes. All right, we're gonna add this, and I'm just gonna let this thing run so I don't gotta keep saying it. Looks like we got about 30-ish people on right now. Okay, if you're just joining in, where I'm at currently is I'm out at the TX Whiskey Ranch, which is amazing. I wish I could show you guys. I'm out on the patio. I might be able to actually set up a second camera. I don't know. I'm going to wait to see if I can get some guests over here. So I got another mic over here. I'm going to try to get people. The idea is to kind of like, my hat's in my way. Let me tip my hat up a little bit so you can see my face, my money maker, if you will. And we're going to try to get people over here, talk about what the Brotherhood for the Fallen is, and get that going. I don't think anybody here at the event knows that I'm live yet. I think they thought I was still setting up. So that's the fun part about this is I'm going to text our president and let him know that we are live, rocking and rolling. What's up, brother? I'm on the air right now. You ready to go? Go let Jimmy know I'm on the air. Yeah. Tell him to start bringing people over. So, my hat already kind of hurting my head because I got it angled up so that shadows don't hit my face. All right. I got somebody going over to get the president of the Brotherhood for the Fallen, the Fort Worth chapter. And once we get them over here, we're going to start talking, having people come on and just talk about what the Brotherhood for the Fallen is for them and get that going. And he's what? Oh, hell yeah. Who? Teresa who? Oh, Nava. Okay. So I got Teresa Nava. What's up, brother?
I didn't recognize you without your...
I know, right? We got Teresa Nava. Her husband was killed in the line of duty. I'm not sure on the year, but she has been a big part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen. And she's going to come over right now and have a little chat with us. Come on over here, ma'am. Let me get you close here. Pull right on up. Let's get this mic all set up for you. Gotta be careful, it's not on there that well. All right. There we go. Teresa, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
It's always good to see you.
Thank you very much. So I've been telling everybody what the Brotherhood for the Fallen is, what the mission is behind it, and where we're at tonight, and the purpose of raising money to help. But what they don't know is who it helps. And it helps people like you.
Yes.
So can you give a brief background about your husband, Hank, and then what happened and what this organization is for you?
Well, my husband was Fort Worth police officer Henry Hank Nava, and he died in the line of duty on December 1st, 2005.
Okay.
So that basically ever since his death, I mean, organizations like Brotherhood of the Fallen help our families, help the families of other officers who are killed in the line of duty, their families. And it's just an incredible organization because it definitely takes a village once you lose an officer
Right.
to help get through
Yeah.
trying times.
And I want people to understand that, like, it's a double-edged sword because you're constantly seeing officers.
Yes.
And the feedback I've gotten from other family members is like, it hurts because you're around the Blue family, but it's also the most comforting and supportive thing at the same time.
It is. It is. Our Blue family is so important to us, and I tell people all the time, you don't realize how y'all help us, even
Yeah.
though the grief is still there of losing Hank. But being surrounded by Blue family, and also knowing that if we really need something, we can still come to y'all, and anybody's willing to help. And it's we're almost at year 19 since Hank was killed.
Yeah.
And I mean, we are so close to our Blue family, and we would do anything for y'all as well as even with what y'all do for us. But y'all definitely do so much for our souls.
Now, when you're going through the loss and all of that stuff, there's a monetary problem. I mean,
Definitely.
if that officer was the breadwinner by chance,
Yes.
which tends to be the case sometimes for, the spouses and whatnot, money is the last thing you want to start worrying about.
Right.
You've got a million other things going through. What is that process like for somebody that's been through it, trying to just wrap your mind around the
Well,
money?
it's definitely the one thing that I tell people, or I even when I speak in front of academy classes, just making sure you have your affairs in order, making sure you have life insurance, because you don't realize what all happens when again, like you lose a breadwinner. Hank was our breadwinner. I mean,
Right.
I worked, but obviously he made more money than I did.
Yeah.
But just to help get through that grief time, like I didn't work for 3.5 years after. Thank goodness. I mean, Hank was really good with having our affairs in order. So I was able to stay home and help the kids and help
Right.
myself start processing and getting used to this new journey we were on.
Right.
So I mean, I know a lot of officers, they don't want to talk about it because they feel like they're jinxing themselves if they get life insurance, if they whatever. But I highly encourage all of y'all to get plenty of life insurance. Get your affairs in order. Hank had already told me, like, if something happened to him, this is what he wanted. So
Right.
and I didn't. I'm glad I remembered those things and I could put those in place for him when he passed away.
Okay. Well, now that we're here, what message would you want to send to people that are wondering what the Brotherhood of the Fallen is? Is it a worthy cause for them? Is there other things they should be putting their money towards? What would you tell them?
Well, of course, I always think it's a good idea to support the Blue family.
Right.
I mean, I'm very pro police, very pro, officers. So um, the money that they're able to raise helps families. So to me, that's important.
Yeah.
Because it helped me at one time, and unfortunately, there's other officers that it's going to happen to, even though we don't want it to.
Yes.
But we need these organizations out there for when the worst thing does happen. So I highly encourage people to donate to Brotherhood of the Fallen because the money does go to great use.
Yeah. The one thing I like to keep pressing on people is that 100% of the money goes to 100% of the cause.
Yes.
Unlike some other well-known nonprofits where
Yes.
only like 7% goes to the cause. Yes. So.
Yes, and that's important too. It's important for you to do your due diligence when you are donating to an organization, because if you look into that, you can find
Yes.
what percentage is actually going to the families versus what's going to like the board members and stuff like that. So it is important for you to do your homework. But Brotherhood of the Fallen is A-okay.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
highly recommend donating to the cause.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming out here, giving your experience. You're like a veteran to this cause, right, and a veteran to speaking because you've spoke out a lot. So yeah. I think when people hear you, they hear somebody that knows exactly what they're talking about, and here's a different kind of comforting confidence, if that makes sense. So
I think it's important to share my family's story because
Yeah.
it hasn't been all easy. It hasn't all been glorious. I mean, we still, 19 years later, we still have hard times.
Yeah.
I mean, you never get over the loss.
Yep.
That grief is forever. So, I mean, I think it's important for people to hear
Yep.
stories of the fallen families and how it affects them.
Right. I agree. All right, ma'am. I'm going to let you go mingle and see what other people we can get over here to kind of share their experience with it. So
Yes.
thank you very
for
much.
having me.
Not a problem.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. There you had it. Teresa Nava. Oh, we got Last Born DC is in the house. What's up? John Barker, mad love to you and what you are going through. Appreciate that, brother. I think actually he was talking to Teresa, not me. Sorry, brother. I didn't see that in time. I would have told her. That's my bad. Let me change my stuff over here to the chat. I have to do a sound check real quick. How well was my guest coming across on that? If you could give me some feedback in the chat. And how bad is the background noise? I can only hear so well and mess with these mics so much. So I'm just trying to make sure the background noise isn't killing y'all. If I can fix it, I will fix it. I'm going to listen a little bit here. It looks like it's doing all right. I think we might have it there. Appreciate it, guys. Truman Stone says it's good. Appreciate it. Or Thurman. Sorry, I said Truman. All right. So we're going to try to get some more guests over here. I see Simpson over there. Trying to get him on, man. He doesn't want to come over here. He's a Brotherhood for the Fallen board member and trying to get him. Amy! Come on. It is a worthy cause. No, you're perfect. I got you. Trust me. Trust the process. Look, I'm going to get Amy Bethel over here. She is a board member. Get over here, girl. Watch this. I'm a bully. Come on in, girl.
Hey, Eric.
How are you, ma'am?
Doing well. How
All
are
right,
you?
so this is what we need to do.
Okay.
I want you to have that mic like super close to your mouth. So we can dip this down just a little bit for you.
Okay.
I'm going to tilt that up towards your mouth and then just about, 3 inches away.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, ma'am, first and foremost, we're out here for the Brotherhood for the Fallen.
Yes.
Fort Worth chapter specifically.
Right.
And we are out at the TX Whiskey Ranch, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And why are we here? Because you're a board member.
Right. I'm one of the vice presidents for our Fort Worth chapter.
Okay, stay close to that mic.
We're here to honor the survivors of the officers that have fallen violently in the line of duty, in addition to also thanking our sponsorship. So we have invited any major sponsor, any sponsor.
Okay.
We have invited them to be here with us today to celebrate those fallen and their family.
Excellent.
But also appreciation for our sponsors.
And we're going to have our sponsors come over, and they're going to be able to, one, tell why they're a part of it, what this organization means to them, and talk about what it is they do. Because I think it's important to have a true partnership versus, give us your money.
Absolutely.
So, and I think with all the sponsors that we've gathered over the years with the Brotherhood for the Fallen, I think that's what we've developed is a true partnership with them.
Absolutely. It goes even beyond our nonprofit. We share their other interests. They help us out in so many ways that just go beyond even, the deployments and the...
Like this event.
Yes.
Helping us out here.
Yes.
If you guys have never seen the TX Whiskey Ranch, it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it's like a cutout in like a urban city environment.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's own
just
little
greenery
oasis
all the way around. It is.
Yes. Okay, so you're the vice president.
One of three.
One of three. How long have you been a part And why did you join?
So I have been a member since October of 2016. Our inception was August, so shortly
Okay.
after. Um, my regular job is special events and emergency response, so it just came naturally to me to be able to help plan the events,
Okay.
coordinate things, provide something that some of the guys didn't have an eye for, maybe, or a knack at.
Yes.
And
Keep Jimmy in check.
that definitely
Yes.
keep Jimmy in check.
Jimmy's our president,
Yeah.
and Jimmy is a pain in my butt when it comes to details on things.
Absolutely.
So I go to Amy and I'm like, hey, Jimmy's driving me crazy. Control him.
I can rein him in sometimes.
And you rein him in pretty good.
Yeah.
And just so people know, you were a police officer.
I am.
And everybody that's over here on the board is also a police officer. We're active cops. So why is it that you joined? What was the draw to it for you? There's so many other organizations out there.
Right. So also lending to my regular assignment in special events emergency response, our team has also been tasked with doing the planning for funerals of local agencies that do not have the capacity,
Right.
the knowledge, the SOPs, so to speak, to plan a massive event like a line of duty death. These smaller towns don't realize what's about to fall down on them, with people from all over the United States, sometimes even nationally, internationally, that will attend the funeral services. And so it just exceeds their resources. So we step in and provide that planning team and let them really take part in mourning the officer that they've lost.
Right.
I forgot your question.
I was asking why you specifically. There's a lot of organizations that you could join. You know, you got Tunnel to Towers is something newer that I've heard of. Wounded Warrior, 22 Kill. There's all these different organizations. What made you choose Brotherhood for the Fallen?
Because there was a need. We had all of these officers that the idea reached out to them, and they had it in their hearts to contribute and go and do, but there's just that little planning part that I could fill the gap for them.
Right.
And I could at least do what I had within my power or my knowledge to contribute that they didn't have, to make it easier for them. So I did it because there was a need.
Okay. And ever since you pretty much started it, right? Or,
I wouldn't say that.
No, I don't mean started the organization, but you've been a part of it since
its inception.
Inception. So you're an OG.
I'm an OG.
OG. That's what's up. All right, ma'am. Well, is there anything that you have not gotten across that you want to get across to the people out there watching and listening?
I don't think so. I mean, even if you can become a member outside of law enforcement, we have associate membership. We try very hard to make sure that associate membership also is made aware of any line of duty deaths when there's a deployment, events that we're having. It doesn't have to be specifically for those that are currently commissioned as law enforcement officers. It's for everybody. It's anybody.
Okay. Excellent. Well, ma'am, I appreciate your time. I'll let you get back to sipping some whiskey and talking to people. Amy Bethel, everybody. How are you doing, sir? Wonderful. Just waiting for more people to come sit down and have a chat. So you guys can't see it, but there is just this patio is packed. There's people walking back and forth, and I'm just basically trying to pick people out and tell them to come sit your butt down and let's talk about the Brotherhood for the Fallen. And hey, Amy, send some people my way. Send some people my way. Yeah. She just did it. I've gotten 2 so far. I had Teresa, Nava, then you. But back to what I was saying. This place is packed. There's people walking back and forth. I'm going to be very distracted because I'm very much a squirrel type guy. And, one second. I got to check my mic thing here real quick. Buddy Calzada, come have a seat right here, sir. You, sir. You, sir. No, I need you, sir. I need Buddy Calzada right here. All right. Roger that. Roger that. He's got a 99 real quick. And once he gets back, we're going to get Buddy Calzada on there. You guys may recognize Buddy Calzada once you see him. He has some very viral videos of himself. One specifically of him trying to sell some police cars like it was a car sale and trying to recruit people to the department that he is a part of. We're very careful with what we do here at Two Cops, One Donut. We don't try to mention specific departments or anything like that unless they want to open that door. So I'll let them open that door. But thank you guys so far for joining us. I am sipping on a little bit of TX whiskey myself. Trying to get those, I don't know what you call it. Loosen the pipes up a little bit, I guess, to talk more. And talk to all these people walking back and forth. Again, I don't do lives a whole lot on the fly in front of a bunch of people. So this is a new avenue for the podcast in itself. If you're not familiar with Two Cops, One Donut, head on over. Oh, you got another one? All right. Looks like we got another guest coming over. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, good, Eric.
Eric Levine. I'll get you all set up on that mic.
David Alexander.
David Alexander. All right,
Yeah.
sir. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push that back ever so slightly. Hope it doesn't fall off. There we go. And what I want you to do is keep your mouth about a fist away. Right
Got
there is
it.
perfect,
Right
actually.
there.
So, sorry, your name one more time?
David Alexander.
David Alexander.
And you're Eric.
And I'm Eric Levine. Yep. And I am a official board member of Brotherhood for the Fallen, finally. And I'm a police officer. But
Yeah.
on top of all of that, I'm here doing a podcast trying to let the people know just exactly what the Brotherhood for the Fallen is, why it's a worthy cause to come donate for, and have people like you come in and tell why you're here and why you're a part of the program.
I know very little about Brotherhood of the Fallen.
Okay.
So I'm learning as I go, but I'm here because of Jimmy and Amy, EK, and those guys when one of my very best friend, Chet Ingram, and his son passed away, Gage, and he's a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
And he was lost in the Arabian Sea January the 12th on a mission. And like I say, one of my very best friends, and at first they said, hey, he's missing, so we're looking for him.
Yeah.
Eventually they said, we've looked as long as we can, and we think we're not going to find him. So we came back to Texas, started putting a memorial together. We want to honor him because he's lost. Maybe they'll still find him, but, the chances were becoming pretty slim.
Yeah.
So they said, we're going to have a memorial at the football stadium for Northwest ISD. And so I said, well, I'll help with that. We'll start finding people to do it. And then suddenly, Brotherhood for the Fallen showed up, and they said, you don't have to do much. We will take care of everything. We're going to make sure that the motorcade is set up, that the security's in place, that we get the right people there. And suddenly, things just started happening. They got the Patriot Guard involved.
Excellent.
Somebody got the Medal of Honor bus. And and we had like at least 50 Navy SEALs that showed up. They were going to show up anyway, but we had to get transportation.
Yeah.
And so we had police from every agency in the area.
Really?
Suddenly, I went to the first meeting, there was probably 6 people there. The second meeting, there was 20 people. The third meeting, standing in the hall.
Holy cow.
Everybody wanted to be part of it. As soon as they find out what's going on, everybody. Then the weather started to change. And so the next meeting, someone from the National Weather Service showed up.
All right.
Yeah. And she said, well, I can't control the weather, but I can give you a pretty good idea of what's going to happen that day.
All right. I like it.
And so it was pretty incredible. And that's how I got to know Brotherhood of the Fallen.
So the Brotherhood for the Fallen went outside of their own kind of a bubble.
I don't know what their bubble is.
So the bubble is law enforcement.
Oh, and this guy's a Navy SEAL.
And he's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. I mean, my first mention of Jimmy, he's the guy that I met first, Jimmy Polizani.
Yep.
And someone said, hey, he's coming to the next meeting that we have, and then we're going to talk about security. And someone said, hey, when you meet Jimmy, just be quiet and hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
I like, okay, well, I'm not used to that because normally I'm the one that
You're the talker?
I'm the talker. I'm the one that puts the plans together. They said, when Jimmy gets there, just sit back because he's going to have a plan.
I like it.
And
That sounds
it
like
was
Jimmy.
exactly that.
Yeah.
I saw it. He said, are you Jimmy? He said, yes, sir, I am. And I said, do you have a plan?
And he did.
Oh, my God,
Yeah.
he had a plan. Yeah, and he started laying it out. And he said, who are you? And I said, well, I'm just a friend of the family.
Yeah.
And he, instead of saying, well, glad for you to show up, he says, I'm going to put you to work. And I said, that's what I do, put me to work.
Okay.
Yeah. And he said, we need family liaisons. Anytime we do this, we need a family liaison. And I said, I got several family liaisons. He said, I need 5 family liaisons. We're going to do one is going to be for the SEALs, one for the dignitaries, one for the family, and somebody else. I remember. He had the plan laid out so quick, and I said, you got it. I named them, and I said, everybody that shows up, we're going to dress the same. We're going to wear black cowboy hats. And he said, good. So next meeting, we had it all laid out, and it was very organized. And
beautiful. Yeah. So oftentimes when we go on these deployments, that is one of the most unorganized parts is trying to, because let's face it, when somebody dies in the line of duty,
right, everybody's upset.
It's chaos.
Yes.
Within the family, they've got enough to worry about with the grief.
Yes.
And now they've also got to worry about the planning and who's going to do what, and that's where the Brotherhood for the Fallen comes in and tells them, has a mission,
plan this. Yes.
Gives everybody, look, you may not know what to do, but we will guide you on how to do it.
Yes.
And then we will tell you, you need to have points of contact for these specific things. And when we get out there, we got it running like a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
And then that takes a lot of the problems away from the family.
Family members.
Yes. And that's ultimately who we're trying to help out.
Yes. I can tell you in this situation, Chet Ingram, the dad, grieving dad, but highly organized, highly motivated, knew what he wanted, so there was no guesswork.
Right.
He said, here's how we want this to work. Jimmy told his guys, and Amy and EK and Gintry and those guys, and it just happened. And they organized every agency, fire departments, police, EMTs, everybody showed up. And it was very
amazing.
Organized.
So we got people actually watching live right now that are watching the words you say.
Yeah.
John Barker just said, damn, man, that's the price for services in the Special Forces. Yeah. And I think he's right. That everybody's going to drop what they do to come help out.
They do. Everywhere I've known.
At least in Texas.
That's a good point.
Yes, sir.
And I've heard that too from the Navy. They have several different foundations. The main one is the Navy SEAL Foundation. They also have SEAL Family Foundation. But the Navy SEAL Foundation, they have people that do kind of what you do.
Gotcha.
They try to help the family, put things together. And they showed up for the Texas event, and they said, oh, my God.
We got some work to do.
They said, Texas does it right.
Yep.
Yeah, the lady that in charge of it, she showed up at the event. She said, normally we'll have a couple of hundred people that shows up, not a couple of thousand people, and then we try to get a couple of dignitaries, a state representative, maybe a couple of city council members, maybe a mayor or two. We had every mayor in the entire area showed up.
Yep.
We had 2 state representatives. We had Ted Cruz. I mean, they said they thought Abbott was going to show up.
Yeah.
At the last minute, nope, thank God he's not going to be here because the security detail all changes. But everybody showed up in mass.
Yes. I went to a Green Beret funeral for a brother of mine. His brother-in-law, he married into the family of the Green Beret. He was killed in action. The funeral procession was cities long of everybody just standing by the roadside, saluting, a hand over their heart, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Almost wall-to-wall people the whole
Oh
way.
my God, yes.
So that's
People,
Texas.
they do want to be part of that.
That is Texas.
Yeah.
And God bless Texas.
Gage's funeral was in San Diego
Oh, okay.
at a place called Rosecrans National Cemetery.
Okay.
It's like the Arlington of the Pacific. If you think of white tombstones
Right.
lined in perfect order, but you're on a peninsula, a high peninsula that stretches out Point Lomo, and you have the Pacific Ocean on one side and San Diego Bay on the other side. Beautiful.
Okay.
And Gage was his internment was at a beautiful spot overlooking the Pacific Ocean at Fort Rosecrans Cemetery.
Befitting of a SEAL.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It's a lot of Navy people there.
Yeah. I went to San Diego for the first time last summer.
Yeah.
Fell in love because I'd never seen Navy ships up close. They're enormous.
Yeah.
I'm an Air Force guy, so I was in the Air Force. I'm used to seeing planes.
Yeah.
I'm not used to seeing ships.
No, big ships.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about San Diego. And I love California, but California is pretty weird in most cases. Not in San Diego, San Diego, especially Coronado Island.
Yeah.
When you're on Coronado Island, it's like Texas. I mean,
right.
Everybody is extremely patriotic.
Yep.
Very respectful.
Yes, sir.
There's not a bunch of hooligans going on. It
Yep.
is strict and tight and clean.
Yep.
And
the weather's always perfect.
It's always a little chilly for me.
You're used to the Texas weather.
I'm a Texan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was 65 degrees and I was cold.
Yeah. I grew up in Michigan.
So you were 65 would be awesome.
Well, I acclimated to Texas, so I get chilly at 70.
Once you get used to it, you need 70, 75, 80.
Yep.
It never gets to 75 in San Diego.
Nope.
It's always 65, 70. But you can put on long sleeves and do whatever you want.
Yes, sir.
But
well, sir, I appreciate you coming over.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. And that's a story I didn't expect. So I think that's going to help people understand kind of the reach that the Brotherhood for the Fallen has. Is it's not just police.
Just police and fire.
It's not. It goes beyond that to our service members.
So the Boston Police Department, several years ago, I know the exact story, but when you remember when the Navy SEALs, they had the biggest casualty they had like a Chinook helicopter went down.
When the helicopter went down.
Yeah, and they lost a lot of SEALs all at once. And the Boston Police Department brought in their bagpipe folks.
Yeah.
And ever since then, when a SEAL is lost, the Boston bagpipers show up.
Really?
And they came to the event in Texas, and they came to the one in San Diego.
Woo.
And we ran out of beer. Those guys can drink.
I've heard that.
Those Irish Boston dudes, but they were the nicest guys.
Yeah.
And at the event, the command event, when they started playing, well, every SEAL came and smashed their trident into the wood. Every one of them did.
Right.
And I don't know how long it took, because I kind of blacked out for a moment because it was so emotional.
Yeah.
But the bagpipers kept playing and playing, and when I saw them at the bar that night, I said, "What is your record for your longest continuous play where you never stop playing?" And they said, "Pretty sure this was our record."
Really?
Because they just kept on playing while every SEAL smashed a trident into the wood.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
That would have been something to see.
It was amazing. And then the ending, instead of a 21 gun salute, Gage jokingly, on his form, when he said, "Hey, what do you want?" He said, "I don't want a 21 normal gun salute. And I'm not a weapons guy, but there's a full auto belt-fed weapon that they use in the Navy. And they had 7 of them with a 100-round magazine, and they lit up the sky.
Really?
They filled the Pacific Ocean with lead at the end, and then they played taps.
That's a Texas thing right there.
And that is,
even though it wasn't in Texas.
And that's when the waterworks started.
I bet. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that gets everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, it was amazing. And then the bagpipers they played just nonstop.
Man.
Anyway, Eric.
Appreciate
thank you for having me.
Not a problem, brother.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right. You heard it here first. Not only do we help with other police officers, we help with the Navy SEALs. I didn't even know that. Hey, Jimmy Polizzani, where you at, son? Trying to get the president over here. He just keeps walking back and forth. Yeah, tracer rounds. You got that right. So I am trying to get these guys to use this mic appropriately. He did great. Now I just got to get him to kind of look at the camera so you guys can see who you're talking to. But other than that, we're going to see who we get next because I have no clue. Oh, we got another one.
J.R. Barron.
Are you going to come have a seat and talk to people?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, brother. I want you to introduce yourself to the people. Let them know why you're a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen and what it means to you.
Absolutely.
So I want you to talk right into that.
Okay.
Try to be about a fist away if you can.
Okay. That close enough?
A little closer. Beautiful. That's perfect. We're just talking about it. So, who are you? When did you join the organization? And what does it mean to you?
Good evening. My name is J.R. Barron. I'm actually a Fort Worth retired police officer,
Okay.
and I've been with the Brotherhood for the Fallen since 2018.
All right.
I retired in 2023,
Oh, you made it.
and I came back as a reserve officer
All right.
only to help Brotherhood, and I'm also an honor guard member with the Fort Worth Police Department.
Oh.
So I serve two purposes.
Okay.
As a reserve officer, honor guard and Brotherhood for the Fallen. Brotherhood for the Fallen, we get an opportunity to travel and visit with families who have lost loved ones in the line of duty,
Okay.
and we get to show our support to those families, and we get to remind those families that even though we're from Fort Worth, their loved one is very special to us, means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And we're there to support
Beautiful.
the family.
Now, you're an honor guard member.
Yes, sir.
Kind of tell people what the training is like and how serious y'all take that.
The honor guard is real close to the Brotherhood. The biggest difference is we actually perform duties at the funeral.
Yeah.
We perform a honor watch, which is the honor guard standing next to the casket. We perform the folding of the flag as honor guard members. We perform a 21 gun salute as honor guard members. We also carry the casket as honor guard members. So as an honor guard member, you do a little bit more than the Brotherhood does at a funeral service.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very special honor to be a part of that service in that capacity. So we do a lot of practicing. We do a lot of preparations, only because we want to honor that family at the service to the best of our ability.
Yeah. Now, I am a sappy Sam, if you will. I get emotional if I hear taps, if I hear the bagpipes, if I hear a really good eulogy. I don't have the discipline that it takes, knowing that full well, to be an honor guard member. I'm a military member. I'm still in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
And I've been asked before if I was interested, but I know I don't have the discipline that it takes to be an honor guard member. And I think it's very underrated when people see an honor guard member. They don't know the preparation. For one, you guys do a lot of prep work.
Yes.
I want you to imagine trying to keep good posture all the time, because it is it's more than just and it's something I can respect as a military member. It's more than the uniform. There's so many little aspects: shoulders back, head up, just being everything sharp. That's where the prep work comes into it. So I want people to kind of understand, when you get somebody like this that's willing to be an honor guard, they're dedicating so much more of their personal time than people understand, and keeping themselves in a physical state to be able to handle the rigors of doing it.
Absolutely.
It's hard.
Yes. Very physical and very mental both.
Yes.
And I would say it's 50-50, because as you were saying, no funeral is the same.
Right.
Each funeral is very different.
Yes.
And you have to stay so focused.
Yes.
That you don't let your emotions get attached.
Yep.
Even though down deep inside we are emotionally.
Yes.
That's probably the biggest reason we're there, because we bring our emotions.
You have the
to the
discipline
bed.
to keep them reined in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some
Yes.
people know themselves,
Yes.
and I know I can't.
Yes.
I've tried, just don't have it in me.
It takes a lot of focus.
Yes.
And that's what I do personally at our services. I try to stay focused to why I'm there,
Yes.
what my purpose is, and to be strong for the family.
Yes.
Because if they see the honor guard up there breaking down, getting emotional,
Yep.
that's not gonna sit well with the family.
Right.
So they look at us as honor guard members, focused,
Yes.
there to do a job, and to me, that brings strength to the family.
Yes.
I'm not sure how much, but I know it's bringing strength to the family
Absolutely.
when they can look up there and they see some members
Yeah.
that are there, standing at attention.
Yep. And when you're guarding the casket, that's not a just while people are in there.
Correct.
That's all
Correct.
night,
24/7.
24/7.
When the officer goes down, the honor guard duties kick in, and we are with the body 24/7 until the body is laid to rest in the ground. Might take a week, might take 2 days, it might take 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But the honor guard duties do not stop until the body is laid to rest.
Yes.
And that's another commitment that we
Right.
made to being an honor guard member.
Right.
We know what's expected of us. And it's an honor. It's an honor to be
Yes.
on the honor guard.
It takes a special individual to do it.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
And listen, if you're ever interested in it, you've just heard firsthand. If you're not up to that task, I promise you, I'm a self-aware man. I like to say that I'm a self-aware man.
Yes.
I can't do it. I would love to be able to say I do it just to say I'm an honor guard member. But if that's why you're doing it, you're not in it for the right reason.
I was also in the Marines for
Oh,
40 years.
so you know the taste
And
of
I was on the
crayons.
honor guard
You know the
in the
taste of
Marines.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yes. So I'm very blessed,
Yes.
and I'm very lucky.
And I bet
To be
you're
a
the
part-
biggest critic of your own team.
We watch ourselves and we critique ourselves,
As
and
you
we try to
should.
get better
As you should.
because we want to get better for the next family,
Absolutely.
and that's what it's all about.
Yep. It's always improving.
It's
That's
always
what I
for the
love.
next family.
Yes. That's what I love about the honor guard.
Yes.
So specifically, can you tell people why they should be donating and helping out with the Brotherhood for the Fallen versus all the other nonprofits that are out there?
The biggest reason to me to donate, because we know tomorrow, next week, next month, there's going to be an officer and an officer's family that's going to be in need, and we want to be prepared. We want to be ready to step up for that officer and that officer's family
Absolutely.
to do the most we can do, because so much happens when an officer falls in the line of duty. So the biggest reason to donate today is for tomorrow, is for next week, next month, because we know it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt. 100% it's going to happen. So we want the Brotherhood to be as best prepared for tomorrow, for next week, or for next month. And a good example is tomorrow I fly to Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, to honor a family who lost a fallen officer last week.
Right.
What I'm going to do tomorrow in Salt Lake City, the preparation started last month. The preparation started 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So today is in preparation for
Yes.
tomorrow, next week, next month.
So
That's the biggest reason. to
give
donate.
people an idea. What happens once you hit the ground in Utah? What's the next steps?
The very, very first step is to make communications with the family. Sometimes it's through the funeral director. Sometimes it's through the chief of police. But our priority number one is to try to make contact with that family
Absolutely.
and let that family know that there's an officer from Fort Worth, Texas, in Utah there because we care, because we're there to support you,
Yes.
support your family, and it's all coming from the Brotherhood for the Fallen.
Absolutely.
That's priority number one.
I like it.
Priority number two is to do whatever the family would like the Brotherhood to do.
That's what I was telling them earlier.
And that's what we're all about.
You need us to
we're
take
there
the trash
for the
out.
family.
We'll take the trash out.
Absolutely.
Whatever you need. You need us to run cars back and forth, pick people up from the airport.
Yes.
We'll do it.
Yes, that's what the Brotherhood's all about.
And that is where your money is going towards. It isn't going towards first class tickets.
No.
And awesome hotel rooms. We're
No.
staying in the economy class, everything.
Yes.
And then when we get there, we are there to be a workhorse for the families.
Absolutely. They're to serve.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about
Yes,
for me. And all Honor Guard members and all Brotherhood members. We're there to serve.
Yes.
From beginning to end.
And that's what I like about it. That's why I joined. And I joined kind of late. I waited.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to see what the organization was about.
I didn't have to wait.
I wanted it to have time to breathe because I jumped in real quick with, I won't say the name of the organization, but then it turned out they were only giving like 7% to military members that were hurt in action. So I got away from them.
No.
And then that's when I decided to join up with the Brotherhood for the Fallen. So I like it.
I met Jimmy Palazzani, the president.
I like it.
In 2018.
You directly made
we
him.
We were literally working an intersection for a Thanksgiving parade. He asked about me, asked about my background. I told him I was in the Marines, told him my whole story.
Yeah.
And Jimmy recruited me that day for Brotherhood for the Fallen, and I've been a member ever since that day.
I love it.
And have not stopped, even as a retired officer. It was important for me to come back as a reserve. And meaning reserve, it's all volunteer, no pay. And that's fine with me. As long as I can serve families that are in need.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
We, as police officers, I like to say we have a service heart. We, as military members, have a service heart.
Absolutely.
So it isn't something that stops when the uniform's off.
At least not for me.
For most
others,
of us,
some people just want to walk away, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
They did their time.
But I can't imagine a day not serving our community.
Well, brother, I'm going to let you go hang out with everybody else. Thank you for coming over.
Thank you for your time.
Not a problem, man. Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
You heard it right there, guys. Another successful story on why people are joining this. Let me try to get Steve Nethery over here. Hey, Steve! Nethery! Get that guy right behind you. There we go. I finally got a sponsor over here. Somebody that is here helping out the cause. All right, Steve, what's up, brother?
Not much.
All right,
how
first,
you doing?
I need you to stay right
there.
Yes, real close to the mic.
Okay.
The camera's right over there. You can kind of see yourself.
All right, cool.
All right. I have a long history with Steve Nethery. First, I want to say he's a part of one of the most innovative technologies out there that help us as cops catch bad guys, and that is license plate readers, specifically Insight LPR license plate readers. I know I just kind of said LPR and license plate readers. That's
okay. It's all good.
It is all good, but Steve also has been supporting the Brotherhood for the Fallen ever since I introduced it to him. Yep. And that shows you the type of company that he works for. They're not out there just trying to make technology for law enforcement. They're supporting law enforcement. They're supporting when the families of law enforcement go through the hardest times in their lives. So Steve is out here at the TX Whiskey Ranch, and you are help supporting the Brotherhood, correct?
Man, yes, I am, man. It's such a great cause. Jimmy Palazzano, man, he does such a great job with this event.
Yes, sir.
And I love Jimmy. He's just a joy to kind of work with.
He's hard not to like.
Oh, my gosh.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
He's bossy about liking him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Steve, with Insight, you guys, you obviously have to bring it up to the board or to the bosses, because you're one of the bosses.
Yep.
And you guys get together. How did you sell them on the Brotherhood for the Fallen versus all the other nonprofits that are out there?
I mean, it's an easy sell. I mean, our company, when we start talking about our company, we always say this, like, look, it starts and ends with law enforcement. Yes, we want LPR cameras out in all real estate. We want the auto finance vertical supporting. But whenever you think about all those scans, we're going to send it back to law enforcement so you guys can make the community safer. So, so that's our firm belief. Hey, it starts and ends with law enforcement. So whenever we were approached with this opportunity to get involved with this organization, we were like, yeah, we're all in. Let's do it.
I love it. So I want you to kind of tell people, where's the company out of?
Yep.
And what is it that what is it that the LPRs do?
Yep. Okay, so we make our cameras in Brandon, Mississippi.
Okay.
And then, but there's a big core of us that's on the management team, sales, customer success, and we're based out of here in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Love it.
Yep. And our company, I mean, what we tell people is Inside LPR, hopefully more and more, it's not a new name, but like maybe we're a little bit of a new name, but we're not new to this LPR game. The management team that we've put together, we've been in this LPR space for over 12 years now. We were previously with a company called DRN that was a sister company of Vigilant, Motorola acquired. So we've built LPR companies. And so now that team that was behind all that innovation and growth are now paired up with this company that we acquired called Riverland Technology out of Brandon, Mississippi. We've now rebranded. We're Inside LPR, but those guys are the hardware experts, and they've built a really quality camera. I mean, you've seen our cameras.
Yes.
We're known for like quality images, really good nighttime reads. So what I tell people is like, look, we've just combined some hardware LPR experts and some like data LPR experts,
yes,
and
sir.
It's a great combination. And yeah, we're going after law enforcement, real estate, auto finance, and yeah, I think we're on a journey to build a first class LPR company.
I like it. And so I was trying to tell people earlier, one of the things that we try to do with our sponsors is it's more than just, hey, we need your money.
Yeah,
we try to draw up true partnerships, true friendships.
Yep.
And hang out, have some barbecue, hang out, have a drink, do stuff like this together, get to know each other. Steve and I have that relationship. We've had that relationship. And if you are a fan of Two Cops, One Donut, Insight LPR was a sponsor for a whole year versus other sponsors that came and gone within a month or two. They supported the cause of what we were trying to do. And then, like anything, the relationship is still there. It's just time to support other things that are just as important. So they moved on to the Brotherhood for the Fallen. And I love that they have been a part of our golf tournament that we have.
Yep.
They're a part of this, and the relationship is continuing to grow. So for law enforcement agencies out there that are a part of a Brotherhood for the Fallen, this one happens to be the Fort Worth chapter. I recommend y'all make friendships, make partnerships with your sponsors, because it is so fruitful, the networking, the camaraderie that we end up getting and being able to talk with locals, because they're right here out of Fort Worth, which makes it great for me. Anytime I can support local, anytime I can support USA.
Yep.
I mean, we've got a locally made company right here that law enforcement's able to use, able to help catch bad guys with, and it's cool to hang out with occasionally.
That's right.
So, brother, I appreciate you being out here. Is there anything that you tell people, one, how to find Insight?
Yep.
And two, tell them why it's important that they go with Insight versus other places.
Okay. InsideLPR.com. Start there.
Okay.
And then why it's important you need to go with Inside LPR, it's nighttime reads. I mean, we hear that like complaint over and over, and that's where our cameras stand apart. And look, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, I'm not just sitting here drinking our own Kool-Aid, but like we do field trials all the time. We love it.
Yeah.
Where we go up against Flock, we go up against Motorola.
Yeah.
And we win. We win because of our the quality of the cameras. So,
and when do most bad guys like to move around?
Nighttime.
I will attest to that. So
we own the night.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, guys, go with Insight LPR. Go to the Brotherhood for the Fallen, specifically the ticker that's going across the bottom. Help donate to a worthy cause and show some support to our LPR companies out there that are helping support us. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thanks,
Appreciate
Eric,
your
man.
time, brother.
Good seeing you, brother.
Enjoy.
All
All right. Let's see. First off, I need to see if I can get another drink. Will you do me a favor? Will you get me another TX whiskey? On the rocks? I'm a man. Hey, Red, why don't you come over here? I got to ask you a question, sir. I got Josh Red Johnson over here. Sir, I need you right here. Hey. Come here. Hey, Red, you better get over here. Gentry, you ready? Come on. Somebody. I'm just trying to get people over here. I guess nobody wants to talk about why the Brotherhood for the Fallen is important, so it's okay. You ready? There he is. Thank you, sir. No, you're good. You good. Come over here. I cannot get these people to come over here. They're ducking and dodging and diving on me. But come on, buddy Calzada. I got him. I got the buddy. Have a seat, sir.
Absolutely. What's going on?
I love it. I love
Shoot,
it.
I didn't even know you were here tonight. What's up?
Yeah, I know. What are the odds? All right, sir.
Great to have you. Great to have you. You like that?
Yes. Be careful.
I'm careful now.
It's barely hanging on.
All right.
To that
what I like
table.
to hear.
Yeah. Okay, so I got Buddy Calzada here with me, better known as
Don't say it, bro.
What was
Don't
your car
say
sales
Officer
name?
Big B. Don't say Officer Big B.
Big
You can say
B.
anything you want.
So
Let's go with Officer Skinny B. I'm ready.
okay.
All right.
You
good with that?
trimming down?
Absolutely. I'm trying.
Okay.
Working. That's
I
what
like
black clothing does to you.
Beautiful. All right. So, buddy, what I got
Yeah.
people doing, first and foremost,
Yes, sir.
how long have you been a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen?
So I've been a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen for about 9.5 years. So
Okay.
I started right when I got out of the academy. I'm almost right at 10 years in. And I
Beautiful.
started with it. They came to our academy class, presented what was going on, and it sounded like a solid deal. And then I got my feet wet, and I thought, boy, this is absolutely amazing. The things that they do for families, the things that they do for children, it's heartbreaking because you get to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you think you go out there, and here's the coolest thing, and here's probably the biggest thing I'm going to say all day. You think that you're going to go out there and do something for these families, and it does more to you than it could ever do for these families. Knowing that you're stepping up.
Yeah.
You know, there's always requests to step up and do big and beyond. And to know that you're the one that has a small part or a small fraction of making that happen is huge.
I know. I when I went on my first deployment,
Yeah.
it was not the first police funeral I'd been to,
Right.
but it was the first time I'd ever been put to work.
Right.
So getting put to work and helping the family in any way that we could. One time I just ran to McDonald's.
Sure.
Simple enough.
Right.
But Jimmy, our president, had got with me and said, your job's to do whatever they need.
Absolutely.
When you show up, just get with the liaison, whoever
Yeah.
that is, whether it's family.
Yeah.
We
Sheriff.
got the sheriff. Just
Sheriff, we'll have you up here next. Sheriff, stay close.
sheriff just wandering by.
Don't stay quiet and wave your hand. Yeah, you've just lured yourself in.
Yeah.
You just put in an application, Sheriff. Yeah.
But going there and being a part of helping people that directly affected, even if it is just running out and grabbing food, that is what everybody's money is going towards.
Right.
Because we get a car rental, we get a hotel room,
Right.
and we get a plane ticket.
And not only that, but we also get a check that goes directly to the family.
Yes.
And, you know, again, nothing's going to replace the family member that they lost or replace, who dad was or who mom was.
Right.
But when you go there in uniform, and I was actually just this week in Corpus Christi, and when you see the little boy and he picks his head up and he sees that Fort Worth Police is there to honor his dad
With the cowboy hats.
with a cowboy hat,
everything.
sharp-looking Class A uniform, and then they look at the patch because, they're just curious. At that point in the time in the funeral, they don't know what to look at. And they don't know what to do. And so they just look all around. And one of the things that they noticed specifically on Wednesday of last week was Fort Worth police officer uniform.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, there's a lot of organizations that people could donate to, and I'm trying to convince everybody that watches
Right.
why this one, why specifically ours.
Yeah, here's the big selling point. And, Jimmy may not follow this, but this is what I do. I actually have a nonprofit of my own where I go out into the high crime, high drug areas, and we challenge kids to have hope in their life. But before anybody gives a dime, I challenge them to come out and put your boots on the ground and see what we do. So if there's anybody out there watching this, I challenge you to come to an event like this. I challenge you to go on a deployment or see what it takes to get behind a deployment and actually make these changes in these fallen officers' families' lives. It's heartbreaking. And when you see that, because it's easy to to maybe give $1 or $2 or something like that. But when you go and you see what it does,
Yeah.
that's what makes the difference.
I agree. I like the challenge too, sir.
Yeah.
Now, when people come out and they see this, I mean, one, we're at TX Whiskey Ranch, which is gorgeous, and I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
It is an oasis within a urban
Literally.
area.
And you know what? The beautiful thing is you get to see all this phenomenal setting here, and it's taking place right here in Fort Worth. It's not like we didn't have to travel and go someplace.
Right.
We got to enjoy a specific part of Fort Worth and see the beauty within.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I'm trying to let people know when I tell them 100% of the money goes to 100% of the cause.
That's right.
The people that are out there that go on what we call them deployments. So when you see these guys go on these deployments, like Utah's the next one, I believe.
That's exactly right. I just spoke with J.R. Barone, who was sitting right there a minute ago.
Yeah.
And he's fixing to deploy and head to that. You know, it's not like we give a financial payment to our president or to any individuals on the board. It goes straight to the families and straight to make sure that we have an officer there to recognize their family members.
And when we go out, we come out. Usually we send about 2 on a deployment.
Yeah.
So we're not getting extravagant. We're not sending
That's right.
a ton of people to go out and have a good time, whether a fallen officer happened in Florida or a fallen officer happened in Kansas.
Man, we're outdoors and I'm getting all the allergies. Bro, that's how beautiful it is. We're literally outdoors enjoying this environment here.
Texas is a bad spot if you have allergies.
Texas is a beautiful spot to enjoy, but if you got allergies,
if you have allergies,
it'll come up and bite
it's
you.
a little rough.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I have superior genetics compared to you, so I don't have allergies.
I do have superior genetics, but I let them down because when you come to an event like this, you just want to let it all lay down and all hang out. And so that's what I've done. I'm sorry you didn't.
Okay, yeah. I got you. Well, brother, I don't want to hold you up too much, and I know we got other people that want to come up.
Man, I'm telling you what, I'm right over here. We're eating some good fajita meat.
Love it.
We've got a great band inside. The things that Brotherhood is able to, I want to say provide, but provide is not the right word. The opportunities that people want to come and do to take care of the Brotherhood, to make sure that this thing isn't just lasting over the weekend or the next month, to make sure it lasts for eternity.
Absolutely.
The people that jump on board is absolutely phenomenal, and you guys that are out there watching can actually be a part of this.
Excellent. I managed to get this connected to our Fort Worth Brotherhood page, our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
So, I'm hoping with our crowd that everybody that's watching, I'm not asking you, if you don't have the money, don't donate. That's fine. Right. It's so easy, quick, and free just to share what we're showing right now. Go ahead, share what we're doing so other people have the opportunity to make up their own mind and decide if they want to help with this cause.
Yeah, you know, the important thing about that is that there's an environment or a world that we personally know of individuals that we can affect. But when we share it and then you go and share it, it extends that world, because there's people that may be watching right now all simply because you decided to share what was going on in here in Fort Worth. People that we have never been able to have impacted, but because you decided to share it, it turned it into something absolutely phenomenal.
I think there's a chief over here mocking us.
Chief, you want to be in the hot spot, Chief?
I think he's ready.
Chief, hey, listen, I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching. You've done, wait. Oh, you walked
you
off.
better get over
I was
here.
fixing to introduce you.
We're trying to introduce you right now.
Boy, I almost did the formal intro right there, and he decided to
just ghosted
escort
us.
his wife. No, he didn't ghost us. He escorted his wife in there to get something to eat. So big props to Chief. And hey, I will tell you this. You know, Eric, I'll tell you this. Everybody that's listening out there, everything rises and falls on leadership. And I have to admit, I give big thanks to Chief Noakes. He allows the department to be able to go out.
Which department would that be?
That would be the Fort Worth Police Department.
Okay.
Not a police department, but the Fort Worth Police Department.
They've been to the moon, folks.
That's exactly right. Only badge has been to the moon.
That's correct.
That's exactly right. And I've put my hands on that thing. It's legit, dude. It almost feels like a glorious moment. But I've actually gone to the location where we have that and have taken some pictures and done some cool things. But I will tell each and every one of you that are watching, if your leadership will support what you are doing, you will be 3 times more effective in the things that you put your hands to. And I'm definitely appreciative of Chief Noakes, who has not only just been there, but saying, yes, you can go.
Absolutely.
You can go forward, and you can go and take care of those families. And that's exactly what our leadership is doing.
I love it. I appreciate it, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you could do me a favor, I would
absolutely.
really like to get Red Johnson over here.
Okay, let me go get him for you.
I
Let
think
me go
he'd
see
be
if
a great next
Sergeant
guest.
Johnson, let me go see what happens.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
see
we'll
what
be right
happens. Well, folks, I saw Greg Ellison pop down here, or Elazon. Sorry, I always have trouble saying your last name, brother. Katie Stickler, thank you. John Brocker. Come on, man. I cannot get him over here. I'm just trying to grab guests as they go by. It is still very packed out here. I may, if I can swing it, take a break or get somebody to bring some food over here to me. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, Steve Nethery's coming back over. He left his phone, folks. He left his phone on my table. I love it. That's what you do when you do live. Kanjira! Get Kanjira! Mm-hmm. Come on. Come on, girl. Let me guide you. What's up, brother? He says no. Nobody wants to come say hello. You're on. It's live. Come over here and say what the Brotherhood means to you. Everybody's shying away. Yes. Get over here. Get Kajira. Come here. This guy. I'm trying to get the most country redneck dude I know. This guy raises dogs to go hunting with. I think he's got like 500 of them. But I'm trying to get him over here. He's kind of up there. I think he's a captain now. And one of our PIOs is trying to get him over here right now. But I can't get anybody to come over here. You ready to come over, sir? No. Get me somebody. Well, get me someone. I'm trying to get guests, folks. I know. Get to the stage. Barker's helping me out. All right, here we go. We got one. What's up, brother? All right, this is what I need you to do.
What do you need me to do?
I need you to stay pretty close to the mic, about a fist away. All right, about right there. I want you to introduce yourself and tell people why you're a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen.
Okay. Andy Matheny.
Okay.
Been on with Fort Worth for a little over 22 years now.
Damn.
So I know.
Old.
I'm one of the old heads now. Never thought I would be.
Right.
Brotherhood for the Fallen. I mean, it's just because it's a great organization, helping the families of officers that lose their life in the line of duty.
Beautiful. Now, how long have you been a part of Brotherhood for the Fallen?
I don't even know now.
Don't even know now? Now, the beautiful thing about the Brotherhood for the Fallen, when you become a part of it as a cop, you can get that nonprofit deducted straight from your paycheck. So the money that guys like Andy and me, when we get paid, whatever portion we designate goes towards that tax-free because it's a nonprofit. So that is one of the beauties of being a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen. Now, have you been on any deployments?
No.
No deployments yet. Now, that's one of the other things is when we do deployments, it's optional. A notification will go out to all of us that are a part of it and let us know, and then you can send in your request to go. Now, for me personally, I don't know how you do it, so you tell me. I'm from Michigan. So I usually only will do Michigan or Montana in Florida because I have family in all those states. So that way I know that I'm going to make the most of my time there. I'm going to have family cops of all three of those states that I know because I've got, when I say family, I mean cops, guys. I have cop family members that are in each of those states. So other than that, I'm not trying to go to Hawaii or anything like that.
Just for the trip.
For the trip, yeah. And so you got guys like this. Andy hasn't gone to any of the deployments, but he knows the mission, and he supports it, and he's trying to do that.
Yeah, because it's not about the trip. It's about being there for the fallen officer's family.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we were able to kind of really hammer home with some of the people that came up here that have gone is there is no hanging out. You go right to work.
Yeah.
You get there, you hit the ground.
I mean, and look what you're there for. I mean, an officer lost their life. It's not, it's a celebration of their life, but it's not a party. You're not going there to, leave your job here just to get away. You're there for a purpose and a reason.
Yeah.
So,
and when you go there, you're a gopher. You're whatever they need.
Yes.
And that is how we present ourselves when we show up. Hey,
well, that's a family that's hurting. It's a department that's hurting.
Yes.
There's a lot of people in need there, and that's it's supposed to be a gap filler for what they need.
Yes. And when I try to tell people, because you'll get people that'll oh, the thin blue line, the thin blue line. That's us versus them. No,
That's not what it's about.
what thin blue line is to me, if I was in an office job and I worked in a cubicle, when I pass away, they may throw a lunch in. There may be like a best friend from work that checks in on my family. That's going to fade away after a couple of years.
Yeah.
With the Brotherhood for the Fallen and the thin blue line, it's a lifetime commitment of if Andy falls or if I fall, the Brotherhood and everybody's going to be there to support each other for a
me,
lifetime.
it's when you see the things where like team members take a fallen officer's daughter to like escort them to prom or something,
or their
like
wedding,
that. like years later after they've fallen. That's the commitment. That's the thing that you want to see. And it's not like you said. It's not the hey, I was here the day of the funeral. It's who's there 3 years from now, 30 years from now. That's still willing to make a commitment and be a part of it.
And the families can always reach out to the Brotherhood long after the fact.
Yes,
we're always going to be there. If they run into trouble and they need help with anything, we're going to be there to help best we can. Well, we had a guy that sat down and talked about how the Brotherhood helped with a Navy SEAL, so we go beyond just police. I think one of the things I like to say is we just go after what's right, and we know when it's right.
I think that green and that blue family is so interwoven,
right?
That those lines get blurred sometimes, which is a good thing.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, we serve basically the same mission and same purpose. We're here to protect our communities, and our families.
Yeah, it's that service heart.
Yes.
So to speak. And with that, we're out here at the TX Whiskey Ranch. Everybody's having a great time.
Absolutely.
We've got sponsorships that are here supporting the cause. TX Whiskey themselves hosted us. I mean, if that doesn't speak towards the cause, I don't know what does. And then we've got officers coming out here, just showing up, showing their own support, like you. Old guys that are been on 22 years.
I know, right?
So, but
I never thought I'd be one of those.
Never thought you'd be one of those guys? Well, I tell you what, you could still probably work circles around some of these younger officers. You ever want to, you let me know. Out there, brother. I'll take you in a heartbeat.
I'll be out there and helping.
Awesome.
Get me out of the detective's office.
I love it. Well, brother,
right.
I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
You go enjoy yourself.
Will do.
If you can, try to get some of these people to come.
I'll work on it.
See who you can get for me. Appreciate you. Take it easy. Hey, get EK right there. Eat in the blue shirt. Yeah. I need EK over here. Hey, there we go. Now we got a vice president. Get over here, buddy.
What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Living the dream, sir.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
All right, what I need you to do is try to stay about a fist away or closer.
Okay.
And cheers,
cheers
sir.
to you.
I'm not one to judge, but what are you drinking there, sir?
Well, it's a lot of vodka and just a splash of cran in there.
We're at a whiskey ranch.
I know. I had whiskey earlier, and I just wanted to taste something a little different.
Okay, fair enough. We are out here at the TX Whiskey Ranch, and I'm enjoying some TX whiskey myself.
Yes.
And I am here with EK, one of our board members, specifically vice president.
Yes, sir.
One of our vice presidents. Now, you've seen me put together some car videos from some of our sponsors. Thank you very much. And
there's a guy get it right
you may have seen a flash of a face. This was the face. This was EK.
The famous face.
Yes. So I wanted people to know that's exactly who we're talking about. Now, EK, you've been a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen in the Fort Worth chapter for how long?
Since we've been established, 2016.
So you were one of the founding members that got it started
I was.
in Fort Worth. Okay, beautiful. With that, sir, why did we get it started, and what does it mean to you?
So basically, my cousin and I, Jimmy Polzani, the president, we went to a funeral in Euless Police Department in Texas. And we went to this funeral. We started seeing these patches from all over. New York Police Department, Boston, Colorado. Man, what are these guys? They know this officer that passed away in Euless, Texas. Euless is a very small department, obviously. We started talking to them. They said, hey, we're part of this chapter. It's Brother for the Fallen. This is what we do. We honor police officers that are murdered in the line of duty. We attend the funeral of the fallen. We give a monetary donation to the family of the fallen as well. And ever since then, we got chills on our arms, and we were like, "Hey, man, we got to do this in our city. It's amazing, you know." So ever since then, we hit the ground running. Shortly after that, Dallas 5 happened. Our chief at the time was just on board and let us basically run with it.
Yeah.
And we were a sister company or sister chapter to Dallas and helped them out, and we've been hitting the ground running ever since.
I like it. Now, I was a late joiner.
Yes,
I was
not
already
that late, but
not that late, but
Yeah.
I was a part of the Texas Memorial Police
yes,
foundation there. I was really big into bike riding. I was cycling all the time. So we would do this ride for the fallen basically between, I think it was Fort Worth and Austin, or Austin and Fort Worth,
Yep.
150 miles, 2-day ride, miserable. It's a lot of time in the saddle if you're a bike rider. And my position changed within
Bike
my
shorts
department. And my position changed, and I was starting to talk to people that were in the Brotherhood more often. EK, Jimmy Palazzani, who is our president, talking to those guys, and they started telling me exactly what it was, and it had time to mature.
Yes.
That's the best way I can put it. Once it matured for me, I was sold. I was like, you know what? I'm going to change it up. I'm going to try out this. And the podcast in itself ended up opening doors where I saw that I could be useful.
yes,
So we combined forces. They got me on board. And now I think we are rocking and rolling. I'm able to help a great nonprofit in a way that I never was able to help with the Texas Memorial Ride.
absolutely.
Also a great cause, guys. I don't want to try to take anything away from that. But our combination now with the Brotherhood for the Fallen and the podcast, I think we're making good strides. And I got the vice president here backing me up. So
Absolutely.
we're doing that. We're trying to utilize basically the platform to get, it isn't just Fort Worth, it's nationwide.
Nationwide, we're
So-
9 chapters all throughout the nation, and your company, your organization, your podcast, Two Cops,
Two cops, one
Two
donut.
Cops, One Donut.
Yeah.
He
He almost said two girls, one cup.
I almost said
He
it,
almost
yeah,
said it.
Sorry. Liquid courage. It's just huge asset for us. We love the partnership. I mean, it's just right up the alley. It's just all, it's
Yes,
just
sir.
all intermingling. It's a great cause. Your podcast really supports us, and we support you.
Absolutely.
And it's a great partnership, and we're glad to have it.
Thank
So,
you very much. Now, what are our expectations here at the ranch tonight? What are we trying to do?
So here at TX Whiskey Ranch, what we want to do, all these people, all these sponsors, whether they're businesses, whether they're sponsors by themselves, they have sponsored us for the last, let's say, since existence, really, pretty much. Just people here
Okay.
from day one, 2016, that have been giving back to us from day one, and we want to give back to them. This is us that are giving back to the people that give back to us. TS Whiskey Ranch was good enough. They're very good to us, treat us very well. They really helped us out with the facility tonight.
Yeah.
Everything you see that we're drinking, everything you see that our food that we're eating, half of it or more than half of it is all donated to us. And we're really just giving back, inviting these people that sponsored us, giving back to them and honoring them and representing them for
Excellent.
what they have done for us.
I've already had one sponsor over. We had the Insight LPR.
Yes.
Which is one of the reasons the podcast ended up getting a part of the Brotherhood. Insight was supporting the podcast.
Yes.
And we networked
Huge asset
and
to
we
us.
switched over, and now we
Huge.
got Insight helping out
Huge.
the Brotherhood.
Amazing.
So they're a great company. I am glad that they came over and talked and was able to, one, share their product, and two, talk about
Yes.
the relationships that we've been building over time. And I've been trying to not preach, but telling everybody, hey, in a corny way, our sponsorships aren't just, hey, thanks for your money.
Right.
It's, hey, let's hang out.
It's a full circle.
It is. Yeah.
Full circle. Once you become one of our sponsors, you're friendly at that point.
Yes.
Because we see you at an event. So,
Right. Like, Insight is no longer a part of Two Cops, One Donut.
Yes.
We had a great run.
Great.
It was time to move on and do different things. And that's how the podcast was able to get them bumped over to the Brotherhood. I was like,
Exactly.
hey, I understand that, we've helped you out. You guys have helped us out. Now let's see who else we can help.
Absolutely.
And nothing better than, I'm an LLC. I'm not a nonprofit.
That's right.
I would much rather help a nonprofit if I can.
Yes.
If
You help us a lot.
Yeah, but if I wasn't so dumb, I'd figure out how to become just a nonprofit. It's a lot
That's
of
all right.
paperwork, folks, and
It's a lot of paperwork.
I'm not good at it.
It's a lot of work.
We're figuring it out as we go. But There's a lot of people here hanging out tonight.
There is.
We've got sponsors and we've got members. Are there people in between? I
There
know
are.
we talked to Teresa Nava.
There are.
Who
You got
is
survivors here.
survivors here.
You have survivors from all over. It's not just law enforcement. Obviously, law enforcement is our mission, obviously.
Yeah.
But you have Navy SEALs Foundation. You have a good, 10 individuals here that the Navy SEAL that just passed away in October of last year.
Yes.
We lost him at sea. He's here supporting our cause. He's
Yes,
gonna
he,
be
he
here.
actually came by and talked.
He did.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
David, is that his name?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, David. Sorry,
David
I'm
and
bad
Chet-
with
Chet's
names.
his name. Yep.
Yeah.
Chet's the father of the son. Bells.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were able to talk to him, and
Good people.
I'm trying to explain to people like the Brotherhood is so much more than just law enforcement.
It is.
We're able to reach out, make partnerships with companies that help law enforcement specifically, and make family friends with military members,
Yes.
with firefighters.
It's a full circle.
It is.
I mean, part of you got to keep in mind, Eric, part of our people that are on a civilian board, like for instance, Dan Lombardo, great asset to us.
Yeah.
He's one of the founding members of One Tribe Foundation, formerly known as 22 Killed. Civilian side of it gives back to the military and first responders that are going through a mental, crisis, right? So,
Right.
Again, a different asset, different mission than ours, but all part of the same family, if you will.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, sir, I'm going to let you unless you got any other things you want to get across.
I got nothing. I'm glad you pulled me over to say hi, and
Not a
appreciate
problem.
you being out here.
Hey, dude, it took me an hour and a half to set up,
Hey, that's all right.
and basically had to go live without testing,
That's all right.
and it worked.
I like it.
So here we are. We're making it happen, making it work. We'll see when the battery decides it wants to die on that.
Yeah, it looks good in the picture. So we're
But
good.
yeah, everything right now is working well. If you can, sir, I'm just looking for guests. If
I'm
you
gonna
can
get you some. I'm gonna get some of our sponsors. to come
I like
chat
it.
you.
Appreciate
All right?
it.
Thanks,
Take it
Eric.
easy,
Appreciate
EK.
it, brother.
All right, there was EK. I'm gonna try to get people. Let me fix this mic. I don't know what that was. Something big fell. All right. Try to get people a little bit closer to me. Try to get a little less stress off that mic. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you, brother. John Barker, thank you for taking part of this while you could. So, for those watching, wondering like, hey, what the hell is going on? If you just joined in, I am out here at the TX Whiskey Ranch. If you've never had TX Whiskey, highly recommend. And you know me, guys, I'm a smoke wagon guy for the most part. But I love TX Whiskey. Tastes delicious. And they have hosted the Brotherhood for the Fallen, which I am a part of. It's a nonprofit. And that nonprofit is a way to help the family members of a fallen officer who died violently in the line of duty. It's very specific on who it helps when it comes to officers, because that is one of the most traumatic things that can happen to a family. Everybody knows, well, I shouldn't say everybody knows. If you don't know, a lot of times officers, when they retire, the lifespan of an officer after he retires 6 months to a year. So unless they take control of their health and all that stuff, officers die, from medical issues, and there's all sorts of reasons. But specifically with this nonprofit, they focus on officers that go on, on their shields. Whether that's a gunfight or chasing a bad guy in a pursuit, getting in a wreck, things of that nature. Out there trying to protect the communities. It's one of the reasons why I support this cause so much, simply because all of the money, it looks like we got another one. The money's going to all the cause. All right. Oh, I'm a pro host. Let's go. All right. First and foremost, sir, I'm Eric Levine.
Eric, Jeremy, nice to meet you.
Jeremy, if you could for me, sir, I want you to stay about a fist away from the mic. Beautiful.
Put it
yeah,
right there.
there's fine.
Amazing.
I love it. First and foremost, your name one more time.
Jeremy Soder.
Soder. And what are you doing here? Why are you here?
Okay. So I own a gym called Body Machine Fitness.
Okay.
But I'm prior military.
Excellent.
So I was
what
a
branch?
Army.
Air Force.
All right.
All right. We're sisters.
No, kind of. Well, actually, I was stationed at Fort Bragg.
Okay.
And my job was on Pope Air Force Base. So I spent 90% of my time on an Air Force base. So I tell everybody, what's the difference between Air Force and Army? Army, we have chow halls, which are giant cafeterias filled with 1,000 tables.
Right.
Air Force, it's a restaurant.
We have chefs
with booths and dim lighting. And
I like it. Works for me.
So anyways, all my friends were Air Force guys, so I like to eat at your dining halls.
Yes.
So anyways, how I'm here is that we've always supported, of course, because I'm prior military, we supported things that are like first responders. So I think about 6 years ago, we got involved with One Tribe, which back then really was only 22 kill.
Another great cause.
Yeah, amazing cause.
Yeah.
And so near and dear to our heart. So our friends own a place called Adaptive Training Foundation over on the other side of the Metroplex. So they work with wounded soldiers that have disabilities of different types, whether it's brain injuries or like they're missing legs or arms.
Okay.
And so we wanted to help raise money for them for their cause. So we did a 1-hour push-up contest, and we raised $25,000 in 1 hour.
For one,
Nope.
were they pressing the whole time, or were there breaks?
No, there's a strategy to it. So basically what you do is you go out and get sponsors. So I'd say, hey, will you give me 10 cents a push-up? Will you give me $1 push-up, $5 push-up? You're thinking to yourself, dude, he ain't going to do more than 200 push-ups. But there's a strategy. If I do 10 in each minute, so I do 10 and then rest for 50 seconds, do another 10, rest for 50 seconds. Well, over 60 minutes, if I'm doing 10 per minute, I've done 600.
This is why you own a gym. You know,
So
all right.
We racked up the money, $25,000 to 22 kill.
Okay.
Helped a lot of veterans with you name it. And so when I met EK and the Brotherhood for the Fallen,
we just had EK on here,
right? So
beautiful.
it was same thing. I was like, hey, we want to be involved. Let's raise money for you, right? Which is kind of part and parcel part of all this. So we did a push-up contest for them. I guess about 2.5, 3 years ago. We had very little notice, very little planning. We couldn't put the same amount of effort into it,
right?
But we still raised $17,000 in an hour, which was to him then mind blowing. So now him and Jimmy, the president and vice president, now want to put together and do it right this time
with some planning,
with 6 months of planning.
I like
and now we're going to get FD, PD, the different divisions, get teams, and we're going to raise $100,000 doing this 1-hour push-up contest. So that's how I got involved.
Okay.
EK is a member of our gym. Jimmy is a member of our gym. So that's how I met these guys, and that's how I got involved.
Well, I will say EK's starting to look a little jacked his little body.
He's looking a
little yoked.
I saw him tonight, and I was like, dude, where are you getting those arms? Dude,
right?
You're getting guns.
Yeah. You guys saw EK. He's a scraggly man, but he's getting some volume.
We call him the Albania Mafia.
That is 100% accurate, by the way.
I know, right?
100% accurate. If Two Cops, One Donut, that's the podcast we got going on here.
Oh, it is, really?
Yes, you like the name, don't you?
do.
Yes. So if there's any way that we can help you out with your push-up contest, let us know. We'll do the same thing. I am a part of the Brotherhood for the Fallen here. I'm part specifically of the Fort Worth chapter.
Okay.
So if we can help you guys out in any way, get some publicity going, whatever that is, and help other departments learn from you, because that's what I like to do, is I like to have other departments see what a local business is doing and say, hey, we can do that too. And then help their own local business where they're at.
Man, I think that's amazing. It's a great cause.
Yeah.
We're like any other business that's in Fort Worth. Like we want to survive. We want to thrive. We want to be successful. Community is everything.
Absolutely.
And so we all, it's just like EK. He has a restaurant, right? He's a breakfast restaurant.
Yeah.
And
healthy portions.
Yeah, it is.
Healthy portions.
He needs patrons. He needs people.
Yeah.
We too need the same thing.
Yes.
We're still new in Fort Worth. We're a very unique brand. And for those that don't know, Body Machine Fitness, which we call ourselves AKA BMF, which means bad motherfucker.
I like it.
But we're very unique in the entire world. Nobody's ever done it. We are it looks and feels like a nightclub where you work out, but it's actually based on a neuroscience technique called brain entrainment.
Okay.
So think about this simply. We as humans we follow a beat. So if there was a beat playing right now, we would bump our head at the same time.
That's
we would
how
tap
I run.
our foot.
I run to music.
To beat to a music.
It's got good foot rhythm.
So there's actually a science behind it.
Okay.
And the science is called brain entrainment. And what it means is that if we can lock you into that frequency or that beat, we can begin to move your brainwave states, and we can induce these brainwave states that release more dopamine, more endorphins, more oxytocin, more serotonin. These things are the things that make us feel good. They're the reward and pleasure chemicals of the brain. So we can literally take somebody, put them in a trance, and in a 45-minute group-led workout, it's an instructor-led workout. You're not doing your own thing. You're following a prescription.
Right.
And it's all like a nightclub, so it feels like a show. In 45 minutes, you get this kick-ass workout. You don't remember any of it, and it's the most fun you've ever had, and you're addicted. So you want to come back day 2, day 3, because it's like a drug. It's a drug to the brain, literally. So if you start coming 6 days a week, 7 days a week because you're addicted to it, you'll get in the best shape of your entire life. And that's why EK looks so jacked.
Okay.
So that's what we do. It's unique and different. And in fact, just a little bit of boasting. Next Friday, Taylor Sheridan's new TV show, Landman, which is being filmed here in Fort Worth. We are the filming location for episode 4 and 5. It's a group fitness workout scene for these actresses. So that happens next Friday. I don't even know if I don't think I was supposed to say that over the air.
Oh.
I was supposed to just say it's Paramount Pictures. I'm not supposed to say it's who I said.
Okay.
And the show it is.
All right. Well, we're live, so it's already out there.
Okay, it's already out. Anyways, we're incredibly
we're
excited about it. So.
Everybody loves Taylor.
Well, and everybody knows that he's here at Fort Worth. So we're very grateful because originally the script was written for a different fitness concept or brand. And they saw our studio and said, holy shit, what is this? And then they chose us. So we're super fortunate and lucky.
I like it. Well, I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, likewise.
If there's any other party messages you have, go ahead and do those now. If not, it was a pleasure, sir.
Support the Brotherhood.
I like it.
I mean, I'm sure a million people say this. These guys, I think about every day. I don't know about you. I've run into some crazies, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're outside of a grocery store. You got a homeless person. They can turn from 0 to 60 in 1 second. You have no idea of their mental stability. I try to imagine every day pulling people over on the road and walking up to that car, and you have no idea what's about to happen, or a domestic disturbance. You have no idea what you're going to walk into.
Right.
Dude, that shit is scary
as
fuck. And yet they don't have a choice. And I know they're scared and they got to do it. And sometimes they lose their lives over it.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful for them. I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad that our taxpayer money, and we find these brave people to do it. And that's why I say the least we can do is we can support them in what they do, because I don't know. I can't even imagine.
Well, we appreciate your support, sir.
Yep.
Always glad to be able to give back to the sponsors and create a true friendship versus, hey, give us your money. Thanks.
Yep.
That's one of the things I like about the Brotherhood is we don't do that. We simply make friendships out of everybody that becomes a part. And long after they've already gone from being sponsors, we're still talking to them, still helping support each other.
Dude, DK's been amazing. That's why I'm here tonight. I mean, all right. So my last part of the message is when we do the next 1 hour push-up contest, join in.
Okay.
Our goal, our mission is to raise $100,000. And we need this kind of viral participation.
Yes.
We need everybody getting involved. All the leadership of Brotherhood will be involved. Jimmy will be involved. One Tribe will be involved. EK will be involved. Now I know you'll be there.
2 Cops, 1 Donut. It's all about it.
Everybody will be there, but it takes more. It takes a village. It takes a community. So
absolutely
help us out.
Will do, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
You too.
All right, guys. I am going to take a break. I need to eat because the food's been sitting at the table, and you don't want to hear me chew. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to eat. I'm going to go participate in some of the activities that they got going on, and then I'll come back, and we're going to get more people on here listening, talking, and all that stuff. So it is approximately 8:11 my time here, Central, and I'll probably jump back on here in about a half hour. So look forward to that. Greg, thanks for joining me. John Barker, everybody else that's joined on. Katie Stickler, I see you on there. Thank you guys for joining on. I'm going to end it for now, but we're going to jump back on here and keep talking about the Brotherhood for the Fallen in about a half hour. So thank you guys and have a good little break here. if I can figure out how to end the stream. Give me 1 second.